brought to you by Vashon GMC, 139 Pomfret Street in Putnam. I'm Nick Smith with WINY News. Now back to Gary O.
Pastor Bernie is here. Pastor Tim from Creation Church in Thompson. Pastor Bernie, good morning to you.
Good morning, Gary.
Pastor Tim, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. How are you, Gary?
Pretty good. Hey, I hear there's this thing Easter coming up or something. What's this all about?
Everybody's talking about March Madness, but Easter is right around the corner.
It's
March
very
31st
early this year.
It's early this year.
Early.
Yeah.
It moves around.
It does.
Yep.
It does.
First Sunday after the first full moon after the vernal equinox.
That's the one.
If the first full moon falls on a Sunday, it's automatically the following Sunday. But hey, who doesn't know that?
Oh my goodness! I have no idea.
Okay, that's why
it's a wealth of knowledge.
That's why it moves around, but it's coming up fast.
It's coming up
absolutely.
fast.
So I hear you have big plans, Bernie, for Easter Sunday. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, we're excited. You know, and special thanks to the Thompson Public Schools. Melinda Smith has been tremendous. Danielle Peterson.
They're both fantastic.
And they allowed to have us come back again for one big service. So we can be all together as a church family because we're just growing in leaps and bounds. But B, so we can reach more people. It seats 650 people. We had about 350 or 400 last year, but we just want to pack the place and share the love of Jesus.
I thought it was cool when you debuted that last year, Pastor Tim, and as Bernie said, about half or more of the seats filled up. How'd that go last year? Tell me about it.
It was great. It really was. It's funny. So with a lot of these events that we do, I get super stressed out, right? Like detail oriented. And it's amazing how, just you get this peace, this calm that washes over you, like right before the event kicks off. And like you've done everything you can do, you've done all the prep that you can. But at the end of the day, it's in God's hands. And He's the one that's going to make it work and succeed, whatever that may look like. And it's pretty amazing. So.
And bringing it to a high school auditorium, that's a pretty cool idea. It's not intimidating to walk into a high school auditorium.
Right.
No, not at all.
It's it's beautiful. The auditorium's beautiful.
They did a nice job.
Acoustics are beautiful, but
sound system, all of it.
Yeah, exactly. And folks don't feel threatened. Sometimes walking into a church for someone can be intimidating if they haven't been for quite some time, but walking into a high school auditorium feels very natural.
Yep.
And it's a perfect setting, for us.
Yeah, we're excited.
So, again, this is Easter Sunday, March 31st, starts at 10 o'clock at the Thompson Public Schools Auditorium. Consider this your invitation.
Absolutely.
Everyone, of course, is welcome to attend. Mm-hmm. So, Pastor Tim, run down the program. What's going to happen that day?
Sure. We're going to have some music. We're going to have some video. We're going to have a time where we can just pray over people. Kind of pray for them, pray with them. Pastor's going to share an encouraging word, which is always really cool.
The gospel.
Yeah, that's kind of it. And some more music to close it out. We're going to have a photo booth for families if they want to come and get a family photo. That's always a blast. It's just really neat to see the whole church kind of contribute, especially with these events. When you look at Christmas at the Bradley that we've done in the past too, so when you look out, it's a lot of new faces because all our people are serving, they're volunteering, they're working, they're ushering, or running a photo booth or whatever it is. It's really neat stuff. So it's we're excited about it.
Yeah, and this is not a show either, Gary.
No,
this is the apex of all history is really the cross of Christ. But without His resurrection 3 days later, it says in Scripture, we're all fools. Okay? But because of those two events, because of His resurrection, people have an opportunity for new life. And that's what people are desperate for today. We see people flocking to churches all throughout the area. Yeah. And we just want to make an opportunity because, folks are looking at the world. They're seeing a lot of chaos, and they want truth. They want hope. And so we want as many people to come that day and consider who Jesus Christ was, what He did or accomplished on the cross, and His resurrection to give them new life.
Sure.
Go ahead, Jim.
No, it's really neat. We're like you're saying, we're having a lot of people come to our churches who don't necessarily have a church background. So that's kind of an interesting take where are we in like a post-Christian kind of society where people don't know Bible stories? They didn't grow up with that. Like maybe it skipped a generation or whatever it is. So to hear about this guy, Jesus, that maybe you've heard in movies, alluded to, or you've heard this or that, to kind of hear the truth straight from the book, straight from the source is really encouraging for people. It's something fresh. It's something new. For a lot of folks, which is just unique. I don't know. I think that's neat.
Yeah. Oh, and what a great observation too. Right. It's not. We used to take that for granted.
Exactly.
In my generation.
Exactly.
You grew up connected to some church.
Yeah.
Somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
but then that kind of disappeared for a while.
Yeah, it's interesting. So to not have that background of like, Father Abraham or Moses or, you know what I mean, to throw out those words, how does that story end? It's like, people don't know it, so it's cool to like connect those dots. I don't know.
And I think what we do well, Gary, is church is tremendous. It's wonderful. It's what God uses to reach the world for Christ. But we keep things centered on Christ.
Yeah.
And when we keep things centered on Christ, we have church.
It all works out.
We have tremendous church, and people are just coming week after week, new people week after week just want to know more about Jesus.
And you mentioned a little bit, too, you're seeing more new faces, more people walking through the door, a thirst. Drill down on that. What is the thirst? What are people looking for?
They're looking for hope. They're reading this, they're watching the same news we are, they're seeing reading the same newspapers and things like that, and they're just saying, wait a minute, what is going on? There's so much chaos, there's so much violence, there's so much, insecurity. And so what they're finding is in a relationship with Jesus Christ, there is hope, there is security, there is peace. Jesus said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Jesus said, Paul wrote that there's nothing can separate you from his love. And people are, they need an anchor in their life, and they're finding it in a relationship with Jesus Christ.
And that peace is really palpable, too. Like, you can feel it. Like, I think a lot of people, you pursue, like, happiness, right? Like, that's a thing. But Jesus never promises happiness, but he does promise peace. And that gives me a lot of encouragement, because life is crazy, life is busy, life can be very hard sometimes. But to have, like, an anchor, to have peace at the times where you shouldn't have peace is, it's otherworldly. I don't know. I don't think it's natural.
Again, this is your invitation, gang. Easter Sunday. Man, it's coming up fast.
Yes.
Sunday, March 31st, 10 o'clock at the Thompson Public Schools auditorium. You've been thinking about going to church. Maybe you're a little intimidated about walking into a church. Well, I know there's no intimidation to walk into the Thompson Public Schools auditorium. Come on in and see what's happening on Easter Sunday starting at 10 a.m. Do we have to sign up ahead of time or just walk in,
ticket.
or what do we do?
Yeah, by all means. Nope.
These are our invitations that we're giving out to people whenever we run into someone.
Yeah.
We'll have a Good Friday service, too, at our church at 6 o'clock. The Friday before, so folks are invited to that as well. Our church is beautiful in the evening when it's all lit up, and so everyone's invited to that as well.
And regular service Sunday mornings, what time?
9 o'clock and 10:30 a.m.
At Creation.
10:30 has our children's program with Timothy's wife Gillian leads Creation Kids, and my goodness, we're busting out of the seams. We put in a new edition a couple of years ago, and now we're saying, okay, we need more room for all these kids.
What's the website address for Creation Church?
CreationChurch.org.
And they're on Facebook, too. You can follow them on Facebook. So come worship with them. They're right there at the West Thompson Dam. Can't miss them. And also on Easter Sunday at the Thompson Public Schools Auditorium starting at 10 a.m. Pastor Bernie, Pastor Tim, God bless you. I love you guys, and thanks for all you're doing.
Same, Gary.
Peace.
Thanks. Bye.
It's 7:45. Good morning.
WINY Community Radio.